Hello there. Welcome to our discussion today. I'm really excited to get into this long discussion about something I'm extremely passionate about. My name is Peter Din, and I'm a performance coach and a consultant for entrepreneurs, athletes, and people that are professionals who hunger to reach their fullest potential. Over the last decade, I've dug deep and have been on the search to find the best tools possible in order to optimize myself. I went through a lot of struggles as an entrepreneur myself, owning 2 to 3 businesses. And on that journey came a lot of hardships, as a lot of you have already experienced as well. I studied all of the modern coaches from Tony Robbins to Alistair McDonald. I learned about flow state optimization from Steve Kotler, and I've even incorporated the most modern advanced functional medicine testing available to allow myself to understand my own biochemistry and neurochemistry. With these tools that are available to me, I've created a framework that allows us to tap into that potential. And today, we will talk about energy. What is energy? Energy is a foundational core principle that no one really tries to dissect and think about. We just think about, oh, do I have energy or do I not have energy? Today, we're going to do a deep dive on the framework that I use for my clients in order to help them reach their own full potential. I'm really excited about it because it's the one thing that has probably given me and gotten me to where I am today. So, when thinking about energy, we always talk about how there's 3 different types of category of energy in terms of this framework. So energy is either created, it's either destroyed, or it's converted in the human body. The reason why I want to talk about that today is because I think it's the thing that you have most control over. And I think it's the thing that will give you the most yield in our discussion for today. Now there's a couple, 4 different types or qualities of energy. One is physical energy. The second thing is emotional energy. The third thing is mental energy, and the last one is spiritual. In my study and in my own practice, I've discovered another form of energy. What we like to call it in our practice, our functional medicine practice, we call this synaptic synergy. It is the 5th form of energy that combines all 4 states of energy where you and your body are fully aligned. When you go about your day, is your environment in every minute and every second adding to your energy, or is it taking away from your energy? As you go to work, are there people and are there tasks that really kind of steal your soul? Like you just, after talking to that one person, Jill, I am just exhausted. Like I don't enjoy it and I wish I didn't do that. Are there certain tasks that you do that really steal your mental capacity away? I know on a simplistic basis, for me, I can't stand folding clothes. It's like a soul just kind of leaves me. I just kind of lie down and I can't move anymore. It's almost like it uses 2 times the energy compared to, and my wife loves it, compared to like taking out the trash, right? I don't mind it at all. I can do it all day, not a problem. Wifey asks it, I'm game for it. But for my wife, it takes a lot of energy for her. So in these examples, these are some examples of how energy can be taken away from you and how the efficiency of your energy spend is something to pay attention to. So, just as a summary, synaptic synergy is basically the alignment of all 4 energies such that it creates a new form of energy where you can basically go out through the world and it's not difficult. You kind of made things easier for yourself. Now, of course, there's going to be difficulties, but you're able to have a mindset and a mental awareness and control that you can convert that into a more positive experience. It's the alignment of all of these things that allow you to tap into the synaptic synergy. In order to achieve and access this type of energy, there are kind of 4 gateways, 4 alignment keys that allow you to get through the entire thing. Key number 1 is detection. Number 2 is sentiency. Number 3 is transmutation. And number 4 is the biochemical or biochemistry. Detection. We define detection as your ability to sense the level of your energy, basically your energy meter. Now we know that there's 4 types of energy, so how well are you able to tap into your physical energy? If I ask you, hey, how do you feel physically? Are you able to say, yes, I feel X, Y, and Z? You can give me a number and it just comes out easily. You'll be surprised. A lot of our clients that are entrepreneurs, for example, a lot of our clients aren't able to detect certain parts of their emotional energy. They'll describe their day to day as, I woke up and I got through the day and then I was just exhausted. I don't know why. And when you ask and probe further, there's like a degree of detail that's required in order to kind of get to the next level. Kobe Bryant talks about detail all the time in his basketball. I read a story recently where he sprained his ankle. He's trying to figure out how to strengthen his ankle. He took up tap dancing. Saw that the other day. It was a big surprise. So in order to level up your ability to grow your energy, you have to be able to detect it. And you have to be able to detect it at will whenever you want. So another example is, when you get triggered, you're very angry, you kind of have an out-of-body experience. You're not exactly fully present. So part of detection is your ability to stay present to that energy and give like an energy score. The second thing is sentiency. Sentiency is basically your ability to sense the different energy states and describe the exact experience with a high degree of accuracy. Back to the example of the person that isn't able to detect what they've been feeling. I'm thinking of one of our clients, we'll call him Jack. When you ask him to describe his anxiety, he describes it as an experience in which something just feels kind of heavy. In an individual like Jack, I would say that his degree of sentiency is not very high. He isn't able to detect the different types of energy, and he can't go deep of how anxious he is or how stressed he is. He believes it to be an on or off button. He doesn't know the thoughts that goes through his mind when he has these feelings either. So what is your ability to describe the thoughts, feelings, and emotions around the different types of energy? The third form of the alignment key, I call it transmutation. Transmutation is your ability to screen and convert the different forms of energy from an interaction or experience. Other things that show up are things like, are you living out the things that you're passionate about? I realized really late in life, I played soccer for about 30 years at a pretty high level. And I realized by the end of my entire journey that I didn't particularly like soccer. I just kind of did it because that's what I grew up with. And I realized that the things that I loved about soccer was reaching my full potential, going all out, competition. But what I didn't realize is that I can find those types of things in other sports and activities as well. I'm doing other things now that kind of give me a little bit more fulfillment in terms of my hobbies. The last thing is the biochemical. The biochemical portion is basically the foundation of nutrition. It's the foundation of the nutrients that you put in your body, and it's the foundation of all of the metabolites and chemical reactions that exist in your body. How efficient do you break down your protein? When you eat a piece of meat, bean, or any protein source, how efficient do you break it down? Do you know the answer to that? So in the realm of biochemistry, we can go super deep on it, but long story short, it's basically, do you know all of the chemical reaction and the metabolites that make up your neurotransmitters that allow you to have energy? For example, we know that dopamine is very connected to willpower. If you don't have dopamine, you don't have willpower, so you never feel like doing anything. Everything feels difficult. Or, for example, are you low in serotonin? Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that allows you to feel happiness and fulfillment. Here are my solutions. Let me wake up at 4 o'clock every single day and try to go for a run outside so that I can increase my energy. Let me take a cold shower because I heard that just gives you energy. Later on in life, I found out that it actually increases serotonin and dopamine. This is the biochemical energy component to it. Let me sit down and meditate for 20 minutes. Little did I know that this helped my emotional fortitude, emotional energy, spiritual energy, and mental energy, depending on how I meditated. But what I confused was I thought I was just trying to increase overall energy. And so as you get more detailed with the diagnosis of what you're going through, you can basically cater the actions specifically to what you're missing. My answer for all of this is, let me try to increase energy more so that I can show up better. It definitely helped when I went through these experiences, but I was solving for the wrong thing. Good news is a lot of my issues were solved because I increased my overall energy capacity. Knowing what I know now, I think if you can try to figure out ways to categorize this and use these tools in your day-to-day, you're going to be much better off than how I was trying to just stumble through and figure things out. Just as a summary, we went through the Triforce of energy, of how energy is created, it can be destroyed, or it can be converted. Today, we talked about that conversion process, which we call Synaptic Synergy. Okay. And synaptic synergy represents the four energies, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, being combined into a superior form of energy. In order to access that energy, you go through the four gateways, the four alignment keys to access these doors. Number one, you have the detection portion of it. Number two, you have sentiency. The third is the transmutation process. And then the last thing is the biochemistry. That is the summary. And the last thing that I'll leave you with is that within the framework that I use with my clients, with this new form of energy, there's new techniques of how you deploy it. And the thing that we try to target and we try to create with this new form called synaptic synergy, we try to create a situation called infinite positive reinforcement loops. Basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a minute-by-minute action plan that allows you to constantly have good and positive reinforcement feedback that allows you to constantly grow in one direction. Infinite positive reinforcement loops. AKA, if you just show up, life gets better. But it needs to be intentional. And it requires a lot of reflection and a lot of alignment in each of these categories. Thank you for your time today. And I look forward to our next discussion, which talks about the tools in which we level up each of these four categories so that you can achieve synaptic synergy. What are the things and what are the activities or what are the exercises can I do to grow each of these things so that I can tap into this higher form of energy? Thank you. And again, I am Peter Din. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.